Alright guys, welcome back to DeeterPlays. So in RB Battles, the elevator and the shrine have been discovered. I'm going to show you in this video how to get the elevator open and how to discover the sword shrine. So there's a couple different things that you got to do. There's several different things. So we're going to go through it. See how it says like a error 304 thing? So 3440R404. We're going to have to remember that for later. But right now what we're going to do first is get some of the swords charged up. So over here in the little Hall of Fame, you can pick these different people. If you go through enough wins, I would recommend play the game enough, go through enough mini games, get 3,000 of the battle coins, get enough of what you need. You can also spend Robux for the battle coins, but it also might be possible that you just need the swords and not necessarily the avatar, but I'm pretty sure that you need the avatar and the swords. So in order to do this, guys, you have to make sure that you have located all three of the swords. You got to get DJ's sword, you got to get Sabrina's sword, you got to get Creek's sword in order to do this. So now I've got all of these avatars that I can dress up as. We've got Sabrina, we've got DJ, we've got Russo. I spent some Robux. You guys can go through, do some mini games, get some wins, and get some battle coins in order to do this. And again, you may want to just try it with the swords and without these guys first, because I haven't tried it that way. I just sort of did it this way because it seemed like this was the proper way to do it. So right now what I'm doing is I'm dressing as DJ. And because I have DJ's sword, we got it in Robux. I've also got a video on my channel that tells you how to get that sword. If you guys want to know how to get all three of the swords, just look at my channel, look at what I've got in the videos I've put out. Again, like I said here, you can purchase these battle coins if you want to, but we're going to go into our inventory and into our gear. So if you have all three of the swords, then they will be in your gear in this game. So we've got three swords. Of course, we've got DJ's, we've got Russo's, we've got Sabrina's. We need to charge these three up before we're going to be able to put those into the shrine. So in order to charge these up, let's first go do DJ's right now. So you know the lobby obby? You guys know the control room at the top? We've gone through this a couple times. So we're going to go to the top here. You want to make sure you're dressed as DJ and you've got DJ's sword equipped. At this point, you can equip so many different things, so you can have all three of the swords equipped. You don't have to kind of do them in necessarily the order that I'm doing them in this video, but this video should help you get to where you want to go. So you don't even have to really hold the sword at this point. I think you're more agile if you're not holding the sword. But of course, you know, this little lobby, we've done this several times. Fortunately, this is very simple, very straightforward. This isn't like the bombastic bling sort of obby that you have to go through. You just have to make your way to the top. You're probably going to have to do this several times throughout this whole process. So we're almost there to the top. What we're trying to do is get to the control room, and we want to charge DJ's sword. And we also want to work on unlocking the elevator. So we have to unlock the elevator in order to get to the top room. To charge Russo's sword, you have to have all three of them unlocked. There's just a whole process here, and that's why this video is taking so long, because I'm just doing it in real time and just showing you guys how long it took for me to get through this. What I'd recommend is get a VIP server if you can. They are 100 Robux, or if you have to, just go AFK. But once you go in there and you're in here, you've got this sword, and you go to this little middle ball thing, you charge up your sword. So this is the sword that belongs to DJ. This thing is all charged up at this point. So now at this point, what we need to do is go and charge Sabrina's sword. But this thing's just really cool because it sounds like a lightsaber when you use it. I just think that's really cool, is that it's got the lightsaber sounds. Anyways, this thing's still at 0%. But at this point, now we want to get Sabrina's sword equipped. I think Sabrina's avatar and Sabrina's sword, it might not be necessary to have this avatar, but if it's not charging for you, then you may have to come here and make sure you've got the avatar. So here we go. We've got Sabrina Bright. We're going to equip that. We're going to now go to the other control area. So this whole do not enter area, of course, we're going to equip this sword over here. We got to make sure we've got her sword so that we can charge it up. But you can see down there below DJ's sword, we've got a different version of his sword, which is a charged up version. So in order to get the shrine activated, you're going to have to make sure you charge up all these bad boys. Now, in order to get to this next area, of course, you have to go through and get at least 10 wins in the mini games. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to go into this do not enter area. So if you guys haven't done this, you haven't tried, you haven't started, make sure you go through the mini games, get yourself at least 10 wins so that you can come to this area and come down here. So now we're just going to come around to this area. We've got, of course, that spaceship. The shrine is inside of that spaceship, but in order to open that, we have to charge all three swords. to do it. So we're going to go through this little thing right here. Watch out for the fan blades because you'll get reset just around the corner. It's not really too hard. You're not going to get reset too far back. But now you have to get to the end of this little obby. Sometimes you can actually just jump up those little boxes. So I'd recommend if you want to go around, do it quicker. That's just a little shortcut in order to do it that I just used. But we're basically coming around this corner over here, and we're going to take a left. We're going to go over here. We're making our way to the second control area. That was a part of that whole, our biggest fan badge. Remember that badge that we did? We made a video to show you how to do that badge. And now you've probably accessed this area. But at this point, we've got a second area. Now this is where you charge her sword. You want to equip the sword, and you want to go really close to that little orb in the middle. You don't even have to swipe at it or anything, but basically if you've got the sword, you go to the orb in the middle, it is going to charge up, and now the sword of healing is charged. And again, we're going to have to come back to these areas, and we're going to have to flip these switches. Now, if you guys want to do this in a different order, I recommend later on we're going to talk about the code, going through, activating the code in the control room. You may want to do that part first, and then come in and activate these. And then you can flip the switches all at the same time when you guys are doing that. But I'm doing it slightly out of order. So now at this point, we need to go back. We need to get the elevator opened up. So I'm just kind of showing you like the path that we're taking for anybody who's wondering like where you got to what point and how you got there. Sometimes people say that I go too fast in these videos, so that's why I'm doing this one in kind of closer to real time. So now we want to go back up to this area. Remember that code that we looked at, the little error 404 thing on the wall? So now what we're going to do is we are going to determine what code we need in order to get to the next area. So just to show you guys how we got these codes, I'm just going to show you guys a little bit of the details instead of just giving you guys the information. If you guys need to fast forward a little bit to where I'm entering the code, that is fine. But look up here. It says 3440R space 404. So that is a code, guys. And you're going to want to enter this code here in the Twitter codes. So as you see, I click on the left, the settings, go down to the Twitter codes, and in the Twitter code area, you type 3440R and then space 404. So what this is going to do is it's going to start, well, this is going to give you a note. And then after you get the note, it is going to reveal some things, some games in a certain order. And then you go to those games, and in each of those games, you get a number, and that number is going to help you figure out the passcode that you need to get to the control room. So there's just many steps in this. So basically, you enter that. Then when you redeem the code, you've got this little note right here. And this note talks about how, we were trying to hide the clues. We're trying to hide where everything is. We had to move things around. So they moved some things in some games and some numbers, but you have to look around the lobby for all of your clues. Now there's 8 clues around the lobby. I'm going to show you where just a couple of these are, just to kind of give you an idea of what it is. But it says right here, number 2, progress predicament. So that is the second game that you need for the second digit for the second order. Of course, there's another one right up here around the corner. There's 8 of them around the map. So in order to get them, it's just, you have to find all these around the map. But we've already unlocked this. It is the same for everybody. It is not a localized thing. So everyone needs the same numbers. So look right here. We got Mall Madness as the first number. Mall Madness, first number. Second one is actually Progress Predicament. Third one is Simulator Scrimmage. Fourth one is Puzzle Peril. Fifth is Boulder Run. Sixth one is Battle King. Seventh one is Hunger Games. The eighth one is Bomber Battle. Now, each of these games, you go in there, and when you play the game, it's going to give you a number. So, Mole Madness, you get the number 7. You go into Progress Predicament, you get the number 6. Simulator Scrimmage, you get 3. Basically, the code that you get is 76323495. So we're going to go down to this other little obby over here, and there is a little door here in the corner with some digits that you have to type. So this is where you type those digits of the numbers that you decode. I've decoded them for you. Numbers are 76323495. So enter those 7, 6, 3, 2, and then 3, 4, 9, 5. asterisks, enter those, everything will turn green, and this is the control room. You come here into the control room. Once you flip this switch, now in those other control rooms where we charge the swords, now all of those little levers are able to be switched. You couldn't switch them before, they were basically locked. But now we're gonna go into those areas and we have to set the lights green, and there's 3 of them. Once we do all 3 of those, then we will unlock the spaceship where we can go to the shrine. So as you can see, there's a bit of a process in here. Sometimes that little shortcut doesn't work. If the shortcut doesn't work for you, of course, this is the way to go. Go underground around inside of this box. Go up this little truss right here. And then we're going to go back basically through this same little obby. We're going to go to that control room that we were in where we charged Sabrina's sword. We need to go in there and we need to activate the switches to get all of the lights to turn green. So we're just going to go through the same sort of progress, the same steps that we went through in order to get there earlier. Again, like I said earlier, if you guys go through, I would recommend, if you guys are just watching this video and then doing it, I would recommend just get the whole control room unlocked first, and then go and start charging your swords. So as you see, I flipped the switches here. It's a little random. It's different for each person. It might not be the same switches for you, but it's really not too hard to go through. Just keep flipping those switches at random, and eventually you're just going to get that cutscene. So at this point, we've got half of the elevator unlocked. So now what we need to do is get the second half of the elevator unlocked. We have seen this walk before. We are leaving this little obby area. We're going to go back to the lobby obby. In the lobby obby, that's where we're going to have to climb back up to the top again. And I'd recommend, like, some of these little avatars that you play as, if you're playing as Russo or Sabrina or DJ, they're not always the most acrobatic. I felt like my own avatar was a little bit more acrobatic. So at some point here in the future, we're going to see, like, I'm going to switch away from this Russo avatar, but it also might be a little bit faster if you just keep the Russo avatar as you're going to the top of the lobby obby, because up there you're going to have to be Russo at some point. Actually, no, that's the top of the elevator. Never mind. What we're doing is we're going to the top of the lobby obby. We need to flip those switches. So you guys know where this is over here. Okay, we're going to turn around. We've got the Hall of Fame area over there. So I just basically switch my avatar so I can climb to the top of the lobby just a little bit quicker. Again, this thing is at 0%. Not sure when that's going to go up. So I think what we really need to do at the end of the video, we're going to have a point where we need to power up that machine. And in order to power up that machine, that spaceship, we're going to need fuel. And I think we're going to need wings in order to get fuel. That's just my theory. So at the end of this, you're going to see there's still a little bit we're going to need to do, but we will have the shrine discovered. We will have the spaceship open. There's still a little bit that we've got to do. Of course, there's 3 more badges that we need to get. I've made videos to show you guys how to get every single badge. So if you guys are wondering on how to get those, I've made all those videos. Check my channel. I will show you how to get every single one of those badges. You're going to need all 12 for the wings, and something tells me you're going to need all the wings in order to finish this whole thing in the end. Anyways, now we've made our way up here to this control room. Now that we've opened the main control room switch, we can move these switches and we can try to make all those buttons turn green. So just keep going through, flip these switches at random. Eventually you'll flip the switches, you'll turn them all green, you'll get this cutscene, and now we've got the second button here on the elevator activated and ready to go. So now that we've got the elevator, we've got that thing ready to go, we can now access that thing. And also you're going to see in the bottom right, you're going to have yourself a nice little badge there that's going to indicate that you've got that open. So now we can just go at the bottom of this obby. We're going to go into the elevator. Now, at this point, I would recommend go and get yourself Russo's sword. Make sure you've got Russo's sword equipped, and if necessary, Russo's avatar. But you can see I'm just climbing up here to the top. We're going to have a little cutscene because it's the magic of editing, guys. It's the magic of editing. Anyways, we're going to go to the elevator at this point. All you have to do is walk into the elevator, and then it's automatically just going to teleport you to the second floor. So we're going in there now that we've got access to the elevator. So we're getting just a little bit closer here, just a little bit closer each time, guys. So like I said, make sure you switch to Russo when you come up here through the elevator. I wouldn't be your main avatar, but here we go. Now we're switching forward. We're Russo. We're wearing Russo's sword. See this little door over there? We need to open that door. Now, in order to open that door, there is one little star hidden in the back here. Now, find the green star that is under one of these chairs. Look over here. You may kind of see it in the corner, may see it under these chairs, but one star is a little miscolored right there. As you can see on the right, is the fourth chair to the right. There's a star. As soon as you hover over it, you can see that you can click on it. As soon as you click on it, that is going to open this door. And this door is the control room that allows you to charge Russo's sword. So now we've got DJ's sword charge, we've got Sabrina's sword charge, and we come in here, we can charge Russo's sword. So just come over here, equip the sword. Once you have the sword equipped, it might take a minute before it works, because it took a little minute for me before I ended up actually getting the cutscene, but eventually the cutscene happened and we were able to charge Russo's sword. So you're going to need to do this in order to enter the swords into the shrine. But now what we need to do is, of course, open the opening to the ship. So all these levers here on the left side, you have to switch those again to turn all of those light screens. So unequip the sword, go through, start flipping these levers randomly. Yours are probably going to be different than what I've got. I've noticed some people have different things. But if you just go through and just kind of randomly start flipping the switches, eventually you'll get them. But see that those are all green now. You're not going to get a cutscene in the same way that you did with the last one when you turn those green, but just make sure all of those lights are green. Now at this point, all we have to do is go to the ship, and we're going to have to equip all three of the swords in order to put them into the shrine. Now that we've got access to the shrine, though, there's going to be a lot more work to do. We're going to have to get some more badges. There's some other stuff we're going to need to do. Of course, I'm going to make the videos to show you guys how to do every step of the way. Also, with the RB or the Ready Player 2 thing, we're going to make videos to show you how to get all of those items. But anyways, remember this area. We went to the do not enter. You gotta go in here, and now when you go to the right, since you've powered up all of your swords and you've activated all of the levers in all three of the control rooms, this is going to be open. And now you can actually go into this spaceship. Once you go in there, you can enter all of the swords, but what you need to do is make sure you've got all three of these swords charged and equipped. Now, every time you grab one of the swords and pull it out, it is going to put it into the sword shrine for you. So after you do the green one, you can see right there, you've discovered the sword shrine. You put the first one in there. Now you've got the badge, and now all you have to do, you'll see a little cutscene. It's going to power up part of this spaceship every single time. Same thing. Do the same thing with Sabrina's sword. Do the same thing with Russo's sword. All you have to do is pull it off your back, and as long as it's charged, you'll be able to put it right there inside the shrine. So that is how you guys access the elevator. That's how you get to the shrine. It sounds like we're going to have to figure out how to get some fuel to power up this spaceship. So if you guys have any ideas on how to get fuel to try to power this thing up so we can take off and we can do the final challenge, let me know in the comments. If you guys are new here, I would love to have you subscribe and hit that notification bell. And thank you so much for watching. We will talk to you guys later.